La da dee do da dee da. What's up, guys? This video is going to be a little bit different. I recently made a community post on my YouTube channel about doing a Q&A video soon and asking you for questions that you may have. Well, I want to go through some of those questions and give you my answers to them. But first, how about those? Hey, if you're watching this and love the Chiefs as much as I love the Chiefs, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so that you can stay in the know with daily news about our favorite team. All right, first question from Dan Thompson. Brother, HBTC, something that I think is not being talked about enough is our right tackle situation. Our left tackle is found wanting also, but I don't think we're giving up on Brown Jr. yet. Nah, we're not giving up on him. He's staying. Mahomes needs more time, half second to 1 second more. Asking our running backs or whomever to help both tackles is a bit much. I think we need to find a Schwartz-ish lockdown right tackle. Your thoughts? Yeah, I think the Chiefs can get away with a bit less quality on right tackle than they can on the left side because the left side is Mahomes' blind side. On the right, Mahomes can see how things develop in a play a lot easier and often will step up and slide to his right anyway to extend plays and create some of that infamous Mahomes magic. So to answer your question, I think we should more seriously look into more serious right tackle protection, especially if we do not think Niang is going to recover and be a valuable piece moving forward. The next question is from MLH. Should the Chiefs sign Chandler Jones? Let's talk about that for a second. Between 2016 and 2019, Jones did rack up 60 sacks at an average of 15 per season. During that stretch, no one in the league had more sacks than Jones. He also led the league with 17 in 2017. In those 4 years, Jones was named a first-team All-Pro twice and looked ready for a big potential payday as a 2022 free agent. But in 2020, he had a season-ending injury in Week 5 and sat the rest of the year on IR. It was a bicep injury. His 2021 season was pretty good with 10.5 sacks, but not what it once was. I have a couple hesitations. He's 31 years old and doesn't look quite the same since his injury, but that kind of goes along with this next question. Says from Kenneth Codwell, he says, re-sign Ingram and bring in Von Miller to overload the left at defensive end and outside linebacker. How do you feel about that? I like that idea. Honestly, I'm a Von Miller fan. I'm a fan of him coming to the Chiefs. But to be fair, I have the same reservations about Von Miller as I do Chandler Jones. Age, injuries, and that kind of stuff. But I don't mind the idea of the Chiefs signing Chandler Jones if they think he will be the answer we need. But I like the idea of Von Miller as well. And as far as Ingram is concerned, yes, please bring him back. Please come back. This next question is from Cracker Daughtery. How much longer do we have Kelce? Well, in 2020, tight end Travis Kelce agreed to terms on a 4-year contract extension worth $57.25 million. This deal keeps him in KC through the 2025 season currently. Next question is from Ryan White. Would you rather see us hire a new offensive coordinator and go with their vision or a new DC and go with theirs? This is going to be a big offseason that's going to be full of change and turnover. I think it's a good thing for the team. I think it's healthy for a roster to constantly be injected with new talent to try to get better. What do you think? Here's the thing, and I'll answer this more down below in another question, but Spags isn't going anywhere. When you make it to the AFC Championship 4 years in a row, and 2 Super Bowl appearances and win one of them with your DC and your OC, neither of them typically are going anywhere unless they take a job elsewhere for a head coaching position or some type of upward progression. Now, my thoughts on hiring a new one? I'm cool with Spags. I say we give him another year. Let's see what he can do with the new talent we bring in and how we move pieces around. As far as OC, I talk about this a bit more in the video down below, but yeah, EB is a big question, and I will answer that question down below. It is good, though, to inject the team with new and fresh ideas. I do agree with that. We have a lot of coaching moves this season, so I think we will be getting some of that anyway, hopefully. This is from Daryl Crockett. Who is an under-the-radar player on the roster that is going to be a big impact player next season? A couple come to mind. I think tight end Jody Fortson could be a big impact player if he's able to return productively from that Achilles injury. He was looking really good until then. Another one I'd look out for that some of you may not know about is defensive end Malik Herring. He sustained an ACL injury away from the team during Senior Bowl practices prior to the 2021 NFL Draft. And if he recovers well and remains on the roster, makes it through training camp and all that good stuff, I think he will be a great addition to the team and could have a nice year, especially when you have a coach as experienced as Joe Cullen as the defensive line coach. Next question is from James T. Kirk. What television antagonists really want to make you punch them in the mouth or at least give them a good verbal beatdown? If I'm being honest, and I receive criticism for this a little bit, I don't watch much of them. I try to stay away from the drama, but I will occasionally find like the really bad takes on Twitter, and that's when I react to them for you guys because honestly, they are just that bad and need addressing and correcting. But a couple that come to mind, I'm not the biggest fan of listening to Joe Buck. Obviously, I'm not a fan of listening to Skip Bayless at all. He can kick rocks. And that's about it until recently. Sam Acho recently joined the list when he said Mahomes is not a top 5 QB in the NFL. After he's made it to his 4th straight AFC Championship game, Anthony Salas replied to James's question and said, Troy Aikman for me, I can't stand that dude. Yeah, I guess I'm not really the biggest fan of Troy Aikman either, but I don't think I want to punch any of these dudes in the face. The only one I'd really want to have real words with would probably be Skip Bayless, even though I think some of his antics are just scripted and he does it for views and clicks and all that stuff. Deep down, I don't think he dislikes Mahomes as much as he says, but he's still trash for that. Anthony Salas asks, do you think we should let Frank and Honey Badger walk, or is it time to replace Steve Spagnuolo? Me personally, this is him still asking, or it's still in his question, I think we need to part ways with Frank. We're paying him too much and seeing little to no production from him. Yeah, I agree. I think Frank Clark is gone. The team can outright release him and get $12.7 million in immediate cap relief, or release him with a post-June 1st designation and get $19.5 million back by spreading the dead money over the next 2 years. Honey Badger, honestly, I think we should try to keep him, or check this out. We release him and go all in on the D-line. If you have an incredible D-line that consistently gets pressure on the QB, I think you could maybe get away with the safety that is not on Tyron's level. As far as Spags, I said this above, but here we go again. He's not going anywhere this season, at least. When you make it to 2 Super Bowls and 4 AFC championships in 4 years, it's hard to let the OC or the DC go, if I'm being honest. Nicholas asks, if Bieniemy walks, who do the Chiefs get as a replacement? I like Bieniemy, but I wouldn't be surprised if he moves on to another team based on rumors and not getting a head coach position. I keep hearing about the Chiefs maybe wanting a new wide receiver addition. This is actually a bunch of questions here. What does this mean for McCole Hardman? Does he get a trade, limited playing time, or will he get a chance to prove himself again? I would like to see what draft prospects the Chiefs will be looking at, wide receiver, safety, edge, etc. All right, I'll try to answer as much of this question as I can because there's a lot to it. If Bieniemy goes to another team, which he may, but first let me say this, the longer we hear no news at all about EB, the greater his chances of staying in Kansas City are. I put a poll out yesterday, though, in a community post on my YouTube channel asking this very question about EB. This post got 1,000 votes, and the question, I think, was, will EB be our offensive coordinator next year? 26% said yes, 55% said no, and 20% said I hope not. I think if he stays, things aren't as bad behind the scenes as recent news has made things seem. If the Chiefs move on from him, we may never know if the reason was for the rumors that have been circulating or if because it was simply EB's choice to move on and get out from underneath Reed's and Mahomes' shadow. As far as potential replacements, they could promote from within, and there's a few names there. Matt Nagy is somebody talked about. I'll post an article down in the description. I think it's from Chiefs Wire it's from Chiefs Wire. Potential Chiefs OC candidates should they move on from Eric Bieniemy. And they have a lot more detail. Some of the in-house candidates, Joe Blameyer, Tom Melvin, Corey Matai. I'm butchering these names pretty bad, probably. I'm probably going to get roasted for that. You got Matt Nagy, Deuce Staley, Dirk Carter, Brad Childress as some from outside the organization being named, and they kind of go into details in this article. I will actually make note right now, and I'll link that in the description down below for you guys to see. Now let's move on. As far as wide receiver is concerned, the Chiefs are definitely needing another wide receiver weapon to complement Hill and Kelce. Hardman is under contract with the Chiefs until 2023, which he will then be 25 years old and an unrestricted free agent. So I do think this is pretty much a make or break year for Hardman. I don't think he gets traded. He's kind of like a special weapon when utilized appropriately in certain roles, but we may see more from him in the 2022 season. Time will tell. Well, there was a ton more questions, but I picked 10 or so to answer for now. I'll do another video soon answering more of them. If you have questions for yourself that you'd like me to answer, go to my community posts. You'll see the post there and just ask the question in there. What do you think about some of the questions and my answers today? Were there any you simply disagreed with? Anything you want to elaborate on, just let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read them. If you enjoyed this video, like and sub for more content like this. I post daily news about the Chiefs, and we'll be doing news like this all year long. So until next time, Chiefs Kingdom, let's go. Let's go. How about those?